And we're back.
Episode 26.
27.
27.
27.
Damn. Fuck. Shit.
We've been off a week.
I know.
We've been off a week.
I'm back.
We got a guest.
And
I'm here.
Josh is here.
Josh is here.
27.
No, you're
26.
27.
27.
Wait,
Either one.
are you saying you're 27 or are you saying it's episode 27?
Both. We're the same age.
That's
Me
awesome.
and the podcast.
No, it's 27 week.
Yeah, same.
Oh, this is going to be a fun
Jake
pod.
Grayson, roll the intro music. We fucked this all up.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up. Look.
Critically Unacclaimed.
The
Hey.
best damn podcast that nobody's
Nobody
listening
listens
to.
to.
You got to say our new catchphrase.
I know.
We're trying to hammer this in for the second season here.
That was so 3 weeks ago. So for those of you that are wondering why we brought a guest on, because this is a very special episode. We have just watched. I about said Scarlet Witch. We just watched
Yeah, you
Black
got this.
Widow.
Johansson Widow.
We just watched Black Widow. And so we thought we'd bring on our buddy Josh. And why would we bring on our buddy Josh? Because he's a master's from Duke in gender studies. And I thought that would be a really important thing since this is, it's the second movie where they've had this like dominant female lead. But this is different, right? Because the Captain Marvel was like a one-off, right? Like she just showed up and it's like, hey, this character's been with us over many movies and they finally gave her a solo act. So we decided to bring in Josh, Masters from Duke in Gender Studies.
Correct.
Very nice. I'm glad we finally got some credentials on the show.
We really
Josh is actually a Missouri State dropout, I think.
I never actually enrolled.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
he thought about
He
college
thought about
one
it.
time.
I've been there before, though.
Do you have
Went to a couple games, Mizzou.
Do you have any profound thoughts about gender studies and gender roles in movies and cinema?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're there for sure.
Way to put him on the spot.
This is great. I can already tell this is going to go
Josh
swimmingly.
is like, hey, you know what? I gotta
All
go,
Google.
but
Right?
I gotta go. Josh
Josh just got
Look at the time.
Josh, you're like, oh, you know, I really gotta get the fuck on out of here.
No, but we have a jam-packed episode.
Yes.
Week in Geek is heavy this.
Week in Geek is heavy. We've got a huge Loki episode that dropped. And, of course, we really are going to talk about Black Widow. And I apologize in advance because we are going to have some spoilers.
But you'll get some time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's quite a few other things that our guest left.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard to like fill dead air. We finally bring on a guest. It's the very first guest we bring on. Tyler's been no, don't bring guests on. And I finally convince him. And within 5 minutes, the guest walks out.
It's a complete disaster. But anyway, Grayson's back.
you know,
and by the way,
wait
we
a
didn't
second, wait a
introduce
second.
each other.
Wait a second.
I'm Tyler. Here's Grayson.
Yeah.
Here's Brandon.
We
producer
introduced
Grayson.
Josh.
We introduced Josh.
If only this episode were live,
Yes, I know.
I know.
Right?
Yes, we were supposed to go live.
you assholes.
We wouldn't have to introduce ourselves
Each
if people
and
could
every
see
one
us.
of you.
Yeah, we wouldn't have to introduce ourselves live.
No,
Yes, we fucking would, Brandon.
Everybody would be watching it, guessing which one's which. So, like, I think that's Grayson. It was like, no, that guy's an asshole. That's definitely a Tyler.
I prefer to keep anonymity. I like the mystery. It's nice. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, Josh, he goes, that's Grayson. No, but this is a big episode. I'm really
we're all
excited.
back.
And we're not doing live. And that's also very, very, very good. And our guest came back. So this is good.
Yeah, I was out on vacation for the past week out in New Mexico visiting family. We were in Taos, so that's northeastern New Mexico. Pretty close to the Colorado border. Desert is pretty awesome. Highly recommend going and checking out the desert sometime.
I want to. It's on my list. I want to get out to New Mexico and Arizona. But I haven't been yet.
You haven't been to the Southwest?
Not at all. Yeah.
I've been to Phoenix.
I haven't been much west of Kansas. Like I've been to like Overland Park. That's like probably
as far west
the
as it
far.
is.
No, I went to Oklahoma. Where was that? I've been down in Oklahoma a couple different times.
So
Yeah.
the route that I take to get to New Mexico, I drive across the entirety of Oklahoma all the way down the Panhandle, and then I get to my destination.
What is that, I-40?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my God, Oklahoma. God.
How many tolls do you got to pay?
There's 2 tolls.
Oh,
It's like $8, $9 worth of tolls. Not terrible, but you can go 75 miles per hour. That's the speed limit.
Yeah, no,
so
the
you
turnpike.
could go like 81-ish and be fine. But here's the thing. I did get pulled over going out there because we were heading over 4th of July weekend, so like I already knew they're going to be out. But then coming off the toll, it drops down from 75 to 70, and like there's like cops, just like 8 of them lined up, ready to go.
Getting their quota. They're like, we're gonna make quota.
And there's
early.
Grayson flying through at 85 miles an hour, just waving.
Yeah, and
He's
then-
like, I'm not black.
yeah, kind of. He's like, where are you guys going?
let's get the Prius.
Exactly. He's like, "Look, yeah, it is a red Prius, so like it looks fast. It's not." And so he's like, it drops down to 70 here. I'm like, sorry. He's like, all right, warning this time. And so then we're going, and we get stopped by a train on the highway. So like traffic is building up and like building up, and then I see coming up from my rearview mirror the cop that pulled me over, driving on the shoulder to get up to the front, and then he like gets out and like looks at the train crossing, knows that he can't get anywhere, then just cuts across the medium and then like drives back up the other direction.
Where's he
on the
going to
highway.
go?
Yeah,
I just
he's like, well,
he could just go,
He's like,
come and
gonna
go
try
as he
to-
pleases.
I want to see if I could go around this train.
yeah. I'm like, well, see you later, dude.
How far away? I mean, how close did he have to get before he realized, yep, that's a fucking train?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But that was pretty exciting. Oklahoma there is nothing out there. Let me tell you.
Yeah, there is.
I've looked up some fishing
Republicans.
spots.
There's plenty of Republicans.
Hell yeah, brother.
There's not that many of them, but there could be all Republican along the way.
You know, Grayson hadn't met Josh, and I told Grayson on the way, I was like, yeah, Josh is a good guy. He's a Republican, but he's a good guy. Like, don't hold it against them.
We do exist.
We were...
Hashtag not all Republicans. No, like that, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Yeah. But, no, so then we also took a day trip down to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and checked out this thing called Meow Wolf, which is like an interactive art experience, which was really cool. The whole concept, it was the House of Eternal Return. So that was kind of like a weird...
Sounds ominous.
It was strange. So like you walk into this place and it looks like the front of a house. There's a mailbox. You're walking on grass. And then you walk in and you open up, say, the refrigerator, and it opens up into a new world that you can like walk through. Or like a closet that opens up into a cave and there's like a mammoth and weird little creatures in there. Or like if you continue on through, there's like a DJ and a dance floor. Like lots of just crazy...
It's awesome.
Like weird art stuff just everywhere.
Like if you were in a dream.
Exactly, 100%. And then as you start seeing, like, there's these reoccurring motifs and letters written about, and you can read through them and find out that there's this mystery. There's this kid that's gone missing, and you have to find out, like, what happened to it and where did it go and what.
It's a
what
child?
happened. Yeah. Like,
You don't have to say it.
Oh, I didn't find... It could have been, like, an alien or, like...
I thought you were just going super gender neutral, and I was like, man.
I also don't remember if it was a girl or a boy.
You don't want to assume the gender.
They went missing.
They did go missing. There could have been a couple of them. I don't know.
So there was a mystery involved in it as
was.
well. Did you find them?
I did not. I think that they fell into a portal and will maybe come back at another time.
Sounds like you were in the Twilight Zone.
No, very, very much so.
That's dope.
Was really
That's
cool.
really cool.
It's crazy that was in Santa Fe.
That's Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We also went to this place called the Palace of the Governors, which was created in 1610. So that is 10 years before the Mayflower Compact. So before the Pilgrims decided to come to America, there was this open air market in Santa Fe where like Native Americans and Spanish people would come and like sell wares on the street. So that was really cool to read about. we did go to a Santa Fe history museum, so reading about the Santa Fe Trail, which is from Missouri to Santa Fe, and reading about people that traveled between those trails, like for business. This one kid walked the whole trail in 11 months to claim $8.
To claim $8?
$8. That was like his paycheck for like, he rode a wagon to Santa Fe and got his goods there, and then had to go back to Kansas City to get his paycheck. And so he walked back 11 months later and got $8 paycheck.
But what year was this?
Oh, it was like 18.
Yeah. So
It was a lot of money.
$8 was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So good.
Needed
Good.
that fucking
Good for
movie.
that kid. Good for that kid.
He was
I
like,
guess.
he was also like 14 or 15.
Oh.
Yeah, he had nothing else to
Well,
do.
by
Yeah.
the time he got the paycheck, he might have been 16.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know if I'd walk the end of the driveway for $8. Just wait till someone pulls a, hey,
If I was like, hey,
I'll give you three of it.
I sent you a birthday card. There's $8 in it, and you're like, I'll just wait for my wife to pick up the mail. She'll be back soon. I'll call her. Hey, on your way in, can you grab the mail?
Exactly. Check the mail. Got money in there.
We also did a little bit of metal detecting in this big, like, it's called the Arroyo. It's a big, like, dried up river basin that you can find, like, pottery and different.
Did you find? I
found, like,
assume since you're back here, you didn't find anything of consequence,
Well, like
or
some
you would have already abandoned us.
Little, like, broken pieces of pottery. Nothing like, it was cool to find.
Yeah.
Some beer tabs. some really old beer
From
cans.
1840.
Yeah. Some, like, beer cans from, like, the 60s.
Oh, that's cool.
It's kind of, but still. Like,
You know,
it
you
was-
like
it
gave
was
that.
trash.
Did you give it? Did you have to
was
give it back
trash.
to him?
Like,
Because you know they turned around and buried that shit
Yeah,
again.
I did give it to my father-in-law. He's like, that was probably mine. I probably buried out there in high school. I'm like, maybe.
That's interesting. No, that sounds like an awesome trip. So this was unlike your other trips that have been work related. This one was purely for
The Seattle one was for fun.
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought, man, for some odd reason, I thought
Didn't
he was in an
went,
expo.
No, he went to Oklahoma or something. No, Dallas.
I went to Dallas.
Dallas.
That was a work one.
Oh, okay.
Grayson's a jet setter, man.
He's well traveled.
Yeah,
I tried to.
he gets out.
It's for fun. Like you
We've-
got to see the world.
Like I'm struggling just to like get like
world.
a couple hours
Dallas,
to like
Oklahoma,
a local
Seattle,
river.
New Mexico.
That's the world.
So,
You got to go out west to
Right.
see the world.
Branson,
Yeah, there you go,
New Orleans for me.
dude. New Orleans is fucking awesome.
New Orleans
It's a
is great.
place.
No,
never
it was-
been.
Never been to New Orleans.
Make a pilgrimage.
We were going to go last year when Kansas City was playing New Orleans because I wanted to see Mahomes versus Breeze, but then COVID clearly ended that.
Yeah.
And now you'll never get to see it.
Josh, are you going to? Josh is also a huge Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
All unacclaimers know that we're all big Chiefs fans. What are you going to a game this year?
Yeah. So we go with another couple of couples, and we split season tickets. So I think we're going to try to go to the Charger game and then probably the Packer game. And
Those are good games.
try to sneak some more games in there.
If you ever need somebody to go with you,
the wife
holler out your
allows.
boy over here. I'll fill your seat for you.
Also, if you want someone to go, I will be going to Monday Night Football.
Fuck Brandon.
you going to the Giants game?
Don't
I'll be
take
going to
Brandon.
the Giants game Monday Night Football, November 1st. So
Don't take Brandon.
Brandon said he doesn't even like the Chiefs.
I don't. You don't need to take me. I've already got my tickets.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
if you wanted to
talking
buy a
any
ticket,
game, not the Giants.
How did
game.
you get them?
I bought them.
How much you pay for them?
I paid a lot for
I was
them.
going to say, well, yeah.
I spent $500 on the three
Where they
tickets.
three? Where they at? Where the seats?
10th
Kansas
row,
City.
third deck, but it's the 10th row. I mean,
Of the third
they're
deck?
good. Yeah,
Yeah, we're the third deck, ninth row. So
yeah.
who's going? You?
Fucking bunch of rich guys.
Me,
over
my
here.
dad, and Randy. I bought it as a Father's Day
I didn't
present.
pay that much for ours.
No, I did. I didn't go I didn't go last year, but I didn't go the year before that.
Me and Marcus are going to try to go to the Cowboys game, but we don't know if we're
I just
going
sold
to
my.
be able to.
I
Yet.
just sold the Cowboy tickets.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's selling their Cowboy tickets because they're worth like an arm and a leg.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I actually, it's funny. The
2,500. I don't know what you say. Just say it.
just say it.
$275
Oh,
a pop,
$275.
and that's cheap.
That's
Yeah, that is
cheap.
super
I was
cheap.
thinking about $500 is what I've been seeing them go for. It's like
speaking of-
400 or 450 on StubHub.
If I was going to spend $500 on a ticket, I'll tell you exactly what I do. I'd take and hop one of those Allegiant Air flights to Vegas, and I would go watch them play in Las Vegas
That ain't a bad idea.
No, dude, I looked into it, and the only seats that were available were 500. Obviously, they're nosebleed, but I've always wanted to go to a road game. And what better road game to go to than a Raiders
you'd be
game?
Hated, so hated.
I just want to walk in
it.
there and like have my Chiefs gear and get all those glares and get really nervous and take off my Chiefs gear and run away. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would wear that shit.
Yeah, I would wear it. I'd be wearing red, loud and proud.
There's a Meow Wolf in Vegas too.
There's a Meow Wolf in Vegas?
Yep, I've thought about because the Allegiant tickets are super cheap.
Is there a way in a portal in Santa Fe to get to the Meow Wolf in Vegas without actually going to Vegas?
I was wondering if
because that would be super weird, right?
I was wondering if they have like video conference type things set up that link them together because they would totally like the concept would be there.
That's where the kid's at.
Yeah, maybe
the kid's in Vegas.
Oh,
could be.
It's a continuation story type thing.
They're opening one in Denver too.
Imagine Grayson walking out and being like, "We've got to go to Vegas."
Get in the Prius. We're going.
Yeah, right. Load up. Totally.
That's where the kid is.
We gotta save him. It's like Hero.
Right.
Save the kids, save the world.
Speaking of vacations and long trips, Tyler, didn't you have a particular trip that you wanted to talk about? Not your own.
Oh, the Richard Branson?
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, everybody, it was, today's Sunday. What is the date today? I don't even know.
July 11th.
Yeah. So it's the, he launched Virgin Galaxy, or Virgin Galactic. And they did its first, like, what is it? What are they calling it?
Voyage?
Like, citizen space?
Oh, private.
Voyage?
Private space flight?
Yeah, private citizen space flight or something like that.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what, but it was Richard Branson, I think 2 or 3 other people. Mm-hmm. And
preferably one of them has to be an astronaut.
Dude, it's fucking crazy how they do it. They use one of those planes that and
they're all astronauts now.
That go up. Yeah, they're all astronauts.
As long as they're family.
So they use one of those planes that go up into the highest part of the atmosphere, and then they just drop a rocket, and then the rocket just takes off while it's flying. It uses a thruster, and then once the thruster takes off, it shoots it out into outer space, and then it goes into orbit, and then it flips upside down so that all the people in the cabin and everybody who's flying can see Earth. Has like a perfect view of Earth from space. They can see it no problem. And then it flips. I don't think it flips up again. I think from that angle it then uses another rocket to propel itself back down, and then it just lands like a jet on a landing strip.
Has it landed yet?
Yeah, landed. It went up. The whole thing took about 6 hours, I think, is what total.
Wow.
Like it was up in the air for just a couple hours, and then it come back down.
Wonder how much that's going to cost to do once that becomes like a tourist thing.
This is the crazy thing. They partnered with Omaze, and Omaze is that charity. They'll partner with businesses, and they'll like give away like Mustangs or something. Yeah. And you buy like a raffle to win win the Mustang, and it's like $250 to try to win. Well, you can actually. It's like I don't know what the cost is for this. But you can go on there and you can buy a raffle to go on Virgin Galactic.
We're not even in like.
But for like the regular rich people, how much do they just have to like write a check to do?
I want to say it's $250,000.
That's a lot of money for 6 hours.
But anybody has the opportunity.
That's cheaper than I expected. I was expecting like
$1 million.
I was expecting on the high end $5 million.
I don't know.
Like jet fuel alone.
I don't have my phone, so I can't really look it up.
Well,
Grayson, you got your phone.
With Joe Biden yanking up those gas prices, I can't imagine.
250 ain't gonna get you.
Also,
well, just chill. We'll probably get some more stimulus checks to cover it.
And then lumber prices, and I don't know why that would have anything to do with it, but.
Well,
I would probably have an easier time going on a space shuttle than building a doghouse.
It was Hydra. It's $250,000.
Oh shit!
I thought it was.
Way to go!
I thought I read that a long time ago. $250,000.
So they're raffling it off.
A lot of tickets, but the way that they do it though, they're not using it ain't a rocket like SpaceX or NASA. Right. Like it's literally an airplane that takes them up, and then it just drops. So it ain't like it's like a
It's less cost because they don't have to
they're not shooting a giant
you
rocket
still
into
have
space.
to
So
break
it's like
orbit, but it's a little less work because you're not starting from the ground.
No, you're starting from midair, and that's how they're able to do it. And then it's reusable too with that. So Josh got something to say. What do you guys think?
I just saw it in Fast and Furious. Little Bow Wow and the other dude from Tokyo Drift, and then the other guy, they put a jet on a Fiero, man, and yeah, same like you said, on top of a plane, goes up, crazy. Fucking Ludacris is up there. Ty Diggs, I think that's his name. Tyrese Gibson, I don't know. One of them.
Tyrese
They're
Gibson.
astronauts now.
Paul Walker's up there. He didn't.
No, Paul Walker. Spoiler alert. Paul Walker's the babysitter in this movie. You don't see him, but they tell you he's alive and he's watching the kids.
That's great.
I wonder how they're going to bring him back. You can go to space if you have family. I've been waiting. I've said that
like 6 times.
I know,
and
but this is the first time on the podcast.
It still cracks me up because I know that it's in the movie. I know that line's probably
I've
in the
not
movie.
seen the movie,
I
but
haven't either. But I'm glad you spoiled that. I can't wait. It makes me want to go see it even more. Like I may have to go.
Why does that
see
make
it.
you want to see it more?
Dude, it's just like...
Can I watch it on HBO?
I don't think so, not yet. But it's just like some of those movies, like you ever seen Machete? And then the second one was Machete in Space.
Wasn't Machete Kills?
Oh, there was Machete Kills, and then Machete Kills in Space. That was the third one. And the In Space one is probably the best one out of the three. The trilogy.
I would say that Jason X, which is basically Jason in Space,
that took them 10 movies to get to him in space.
Yeah,
You're telling me Machete does it in 2?
They do it in 3. It's Machete. It's Machete.
Fast and
Machete
Furious did it in
Kills,
9.
and then
See, that's a good pace. That's a Fast and Furious.
that's a much better.
So what are they
pace.
doing?
They know what they're
are they
doing.
up there walking around on the moon and shit? Like, what are they doing?
What?
Spoilers.
Fucking drag racing. What do you think they're doing?
They're drag racing in space.
I need a 10-second car to go on the moon.
There's no drag when there's no gravity.
They get on the moon. They're drag racing
Didn't what's his
the
face launch a
rovers.
Tesla up there?
Yeah.
They're going to get it.
You know what's
We
funny?
got to get the
Gravity.
Tesla.
Gravity doesn't exist when you have family.
A lot of people are upset with Elon because he didn't disinfect the Tesla that he launched into space. So it could be carrying like a superbug further out into
COVID?
space. Yeah,
You could have COVID.
It could have COVID.
For what? For who?
The aliens show up. They're like, "You guys got us fucking
So,
sick,
well-
you assholes."
Well, not only
Well,
that,
we'll know if
would-
ET shows up in a mask.
the original trajectory was to
He
launch
ain't
it
wearing a
at,
mask.
was to launch it at Mars. And so if that would have had microbes from Earth and it landed on Mars, that would forever mess up finding any type of life on Mars because it would have an infection from Earth.
Well, let's just say if that roadster made it through Mars's atmosphere and still had any kind of sign of life on it, I think that shit is gonna fuck something up big time
but,
because
like,
it's tough shit.
They look for like evidence in like meteorites that hit planets for life and stuff.
That's true.
Or they look at like what might have been water, and then they look for like fossilized like
It's just
microbes.
funny that type of oversight, it could really have major implications down the road. Or like say that Tesla gets in orbit and it has a bug that mutates for generations and then comes back in 350 years and crashes into Earth and has some crazy super bug that released on Earth.
Oh shit!
Mutated in
right.
space from radiation.
So that's the
Damn.
the 1980s
That sounds like
blob movie.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say Creep Show, the Stephen King where he touches the meteorite in Creep Show.
Can
and
we start the
turns into the
screenplay
thing.
now, where it's just like two kids and they're like, "What's falling from the sky?"
And it's a
Is
Tesla.
that a Tesla?
The year is 2166. It's like a
The Tesla's back and it's angry.
Right.
Dorkers.
what? It does the Christmas music dance and then kills. What's that car back in the day? The car Stephen King car movie.
Christie?
Where it's I don't know what kind of car
It's
it is.
like
I
a
can't-
it was like a classic
No,
muscle
I'm thinking
car.
more like what's the Maximum Overdrive, which is also a
Oh,
Stephen
yes,
King,
it
and
is.
that's where like all the machines start taking
Yes.
over. That's a great movie, starring
Awesome.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, that movie's great.
It's got a semi with Green Goblin on the front of it.
Yes.
Like that's the main bad guy.
Yeah, it's Green Goblin from the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I know.
That's Green Goblin's first appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, it's so crazy. It's so funny.
You never knew that one was part of it.
No. But it doesn't.
All come back around.
Full circle.
Superbugs don't matter if you have family.
If you have fan.
That's going to be a thing for a minute. Oh, by the way, I think we figured out
What the episode title
what the
might
episode's called. Special guests don't matter if you have
If you
family.
have family.
Oh, we're having way too much fun. Okay. So we didn't live stream. Are we ever going to live stream? Did we just kind of decide that was out of our...
No, I mean, I think eventually we'll do
Technical-
some live stream, and we started a TikTok. We're going to start doing some TikToks.
Let's start with some of the earlier promises and keep some of those before we start making new promises.
You're
to
right.
keep those.
Where are we with the OnlyFans calendar? I'm with you, Grayson. Where is the boudoir photo shoot?
Or
That's
the
probably
Harry,
not going to happen.
Josh is here.
the
Dibs
Harry,
on September.
the Harry Potter episode.
The Harry Potter thing, we definitely need to probably get
Drunk on butterbeer.
Top 11,
The top 11. We've done 2 top 11s.
right?
Did we? I
Haven't
thought
we?
it was just one.
Regret,
I thought we
regrets
did too.
don't matter when you have family.
He knows.
You're not saying it with a funny, like, terrible Vin Diesel accent, though, and that's the...
I'm sorry.
So it actually should be promises don't matter when you have family, because
There we
that's
go.
what
When you have family.
we've been making promises we can't keep.
Yeah, our mouths write a lot of checks. And it's
Some-
fun.
some-
We're
of our
we're
mouths.
really ambitious. We really want to do a lot of cool stuff for all the unacclaimers out there, but we just we have full-time jobs and it's hard.
So I want to get to Weekend Geek because it's going to be a big one, right? But I do want to give time to our guest and do a proper interview of Josh. So Josh, have you listened to every podcast?
Yes.
Would you say that you're a super fan?
No.
I'm not wearing like shirts or anything, but
Like, I've listened to every episode.
I look forward to listening to it. Yes.
Would you want a button? Would you
I have
wear
a button.
You have a button.
Yeah.
Do you wear the button?
I do not. We're only when I'm in the casino.
Josh went to the casino with us. Remember
Yes.
that's
And he wore-
when
yeah,
we
that's
first
right.
got the buttons.
It's my casino button.
Okay, so out of all 26 episodes, which one's your favorite?
I love how
There are no wrong answers. Did you like any of them?
They get me fired up, man. I want to like yell at you guys.
So
again.
I have a question for Josh. Real quick. Hold on, Josh.
I'm answering a previous question.
Okay, go
Tyler.
ahead. Sorry. I
Swear to
interrupted
God.
you.
What's your favorite episode?
Honestly, the one that like had me on the edge of my seat was your Texas story episode.
Shit!
I like
called
that's a
Peck
good
is
classic.
Texas.
Peck is Texas.
Reason being, like that's the only one that's like a story the whole time.
The whole
Everything else
time.
is just you guys talking back and forth about stuff, which is entertaining. But like you're telling a story, I'm like, oh God, what happens to the trailer?
right? I
What
said
about
that same thing.
So is that your favorite thing that we do here? Is when we tell our stories?
Yeah,
Flying fist to the face, or the girl that
Oh yeah,
the one
Tyler.
that was going to rob me.
That was crazy. I do know Tyler had the greatest line though. What color do you want?
Okay, he's a true
Yeah,
fan.
he's a
That's
true
like
fan.
that's
He's
like
good, yeah,
episode
it's
2 or
pretty good.
3.
Quickest,
shit.
the wittiest I've ever heard Tyler.
The
And I've
blender
worked
from
with him.
November.
And you're like, oh, what do you want? What color do you want?
What
Tyler gets smart when blowjobs are on the line.
yes, I do. So we met selling cell phones at the old cell phone selling place. You know?
Yeah.
You can say the name of that place.
It was the
we
cell,
don't. None
it was
of us
the cell
work
phone
there.
selling place.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
It's a United States cellular brand,
Yeah.
a U.S. cellular
a
brand.
U.S. cellular service.
Star logo.
Yeah, it ain't no more. They changed that. I don't know if you noticed. They changed up their logo. It's
It's
all
a
new
hammer and
now. They
sickle
don't have
now.
the old star. And stuff.
What's the? It's not. Can you hear me now? But you can hear me up here. What's that guy? They got a guy. All right, it doesn't.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you can hear me here and here.
The only company I know that brags about using other people's service.
Yeah, I know. They're like,
Look what we can borrow.
so what did you, Josh? it was a rough time when we started working there. And what did you think of me whenever I first started there, knowing that I was brought in by the two people that you knew?
I was not happy about it. I prejudged. I didn't like you. I don't remember.
I could tell you.
I just remember who brought you on and who brought him on.
You and Trevor, I could tell, didn't really like me.
Oh, me and Trevor were the OGs, man. Yeah.
So I remember when I first met Josh. I was going through training, right? I was going through training, and you have to do like 3 sales where you're like role plays.
Yeah.
You have to do 3 role plays in front of a manager, and they have to grade them to make sure you're good to go. And in my second role play, Josh is the customer. And I remember going through my sales pitch and like, well, what if I tell you I could do this? And then what if we did this? And what if we did this? And Josh is like, okay, time out. How you going to do that? And like, I'm like going through the motions. He's like, where the fuck did you come from? Like, he just looks over at me like, what the hell? Now I got to compete with this guy?
Didn't you start when I was gone?
Yeah,
right around the same time because I was gone with my kid.
Yeah, you left. We didn't actually work together. I think your last day we did a role play.
You were coming for the mall.
Yeah, no, I was coming from another carrier.
Yeah, but you were going to start working at the mall, correct or no?
No. I was.
Remember, he worked as a rep with us for a while,
for a long time, 6 months
under O'Ron,
and then I became a sales manager.
So one of the things I remember about you, and this is a little brag on myself, is you know how we could go back in the systems and look through our commissions and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm lazy. We all know I'm lazy. I worked for a guy, your friend. He said he's cool, but he's lazy. I don't care.
He called you hot dog.
He did, because I ate hot dogs at the gas station.
Those are good hot dogs. Josh turned me on to those. They're pretty fine.
Right? Anyways, it's hard to screw up a hot dog, to be honest with you. But I was satisfied with what I was doing. I've been through the days where I had to go be number one, this and that. I remember going through our commission statements. You were over there looking, you're like, wow, you were actually pretty good. You were like impressed that I I would say
did that have an impact on your life that I just looked at you randomly and went like, hey, you're actually pretty good, and he's like, he thinks I'm pretty good.
No, it was like I was finally
at one time you were pretty good.
I don't know, I can't think of the words on the tip of my tongue, but it was like finally vindicated.
Yeah,
like because I knew it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, just because I'm not sitting there leading everybody and everything, but you know what I didn't do? Miss quota. I got paid on all my shit every time. You know what? I didn't have to be number one, but you know what else I didn't get? Chargebacks.
For those of you at home, chargebacks are when you sell to an unscrupulous person that doesn't pay their bill, and then you get your commission torn away from you a month later, 2 months later, or 3 months later.
It's just...
Sometimes because they don't pay their bill, other times just because the stupid salesman has put them in stuff that they don't need.
Or can't afford. Like, if you come in and you come in off the street and you're like, hey, what's your address? And he's like, I don't know, somewhere across the street there, I've got a tent. And you're like, let's get you a new iPhone. Yeah. That's not...
And you and this other guy that just walked in that you don't know, why don't we put you on the same plan?
Hey.
Tell you what, we got a promo right now.
I still think...
We'll get you both hotspots. Those hotspots going to get you some gift cards. Use those gift cards to pay the deposits on your phone. Get the new phones. 4 gig plan is plenty. You don't need. I mean, God, 4 gigabytes. You know how much that is?
I like to stream Netflix.
Hey,
yeah, perfect.
That was one of the smoothest sales I've ever heard in my life. Like, I don't care what you say. The fact that he convinced somebody that didn't know it to go on another person's plan that didn't know them, like, is incredible to me.
It's
but
the shadiest shit.
That's why we have bad names, Tyler.
I don't have a bad name. I never sold like that, and you guys didn't either. So I don't know.
Salesman
why we were
in general
about
is
it.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, there's worse people out there than that.
Oh, so you're not the worst, so it's cool. Everyone listening to this,
Josh,
Tyler,
you're not that bad.
I'm not.
No,
you could.
Brandon was impressed.
Now you're working in finances.
Well, hold on. Josh didn't finish my question. When did you realize that I was okay? Like, I figured out that you were okay, because I was like, kind of like, oh, these guys are kind of dicks, and then I was like, well, I figured out your guys' you and Trevor's issue was you guys thought I was like on Ron's team,
Yeah.
and I was like, I think I told you.
Did we corner you or something one night?
I
It was
think-
us
yeah, I
closing,
think
and
so.
we're like, "All right, tell us what's going on." And you're like, "I fucking hate."
But
that
the real
guy.
question is,
Yeah.
when did you know that Tyler was okay?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you my answer. My answer is it's still up in the air. But you go ahead and do you, Josh. I'm still not sure about Tyler.
For the record, I've never said he was okay. His words.
Yeah, right.
No, I think I think we cornered you one night and just asked.
I think it was during the day. Nobody was there. It was just us three, and you were like, okay, let's and you were like, let's figure out what this guy.
You gotta. It's work, man. You got to draw lines. You got who's on our side, who's on their side. So we did that to you. There was this one girl. I feel so bad for her. We thought Ron hired her too, which he did because he saw her on Facebook
and thought she was hot.
She sold cars. She was attractive. Hey, I'm gonna try to get her to work here, and she did. And she had no business working there, and that's nothing against her.
She was a really nice person. I really liked her, and Ron
He just
made
wanted
her
to bang
life
her.
miserable, and then she wasn't very good at the job, and that made her life miserable because he I don't know, he was just a complete dick.
So for those of you at home, Ron, Trevor, random girl that used to sell cars that he found on Facebook. These characters are not important and will not be coming back onto the podcast, but just so you know, sales in general in a small office setting is a soap opera. And that is really what we're going for that. There's a lot of storylines. There's a lot of crosses and lines that have to be crossed. There's a lot of double crossing. There's a lot of who's sleeping with who.
I was telling Brandon the other day that I kind of was thinking about going back into that because I kind of missed it, and I was like, but my only problem is that I don't know if I miss actually selling cell phones or if it was working with you guys, because that was just a lot of fun when it was just even though Ron was a douchebag, but when it was me, you, Larry, and Trevor and Brandon, and then Rod and Nathan were the two bosses, I still thought that was a pretty good time. I had a good time doing that.
I certainly had a good time doing that. And then I liked it better when I was the boss. Although, I'll be honest, man, I'm burnt on cell phones. I'm happy where I'm at. Sort of.
I'm kind of digging what I'm doing, so.
Josh got out of it. You got out of sales. I mean, I'm still in sales, but in a different perspective. You switched back to sales.
I switched back to sales. So.
But Josh got out of it.
Doing it way differently. Josh is still banking. They had a lot of sales in banking, so
finances. Don't give away too much time.
I was trying to make it sound better. I was also so you don't like being a salesman. You don't like being a greaseball, sleazeball salesman. So you went into the banking because everyone knows the banking industry you can trust.
Right? Exactly.
They're on the up and up.
The big difference for me is the hours. Just the 8 to 5 is so much nicer than having the crazy ass schedule and stuff. I'm sure it's the same with you.
No, that's why I got out. Mainly is the hours. I had a kid. And he was 2, growing up, going to be 2, and I'm missing everything because you work. You're maybe they try to get you 1 Saturday off a month. Right. You maybe get 2 Sundays off. So my wife, Monday through Friday job, I get to see her and my kid 3 days a month, the whole day. So I just got tired of missing stuff. So I was I need banker's hours.
Right.
So let's go find a job at a bank. And it worked.
Josh, since we're not going to use your last name and nobody really knows, so I'll just... Your wife's the breadwinner in your family, correct? Isn't that... I mean, you could afford to take a pay cut, right?
At that time, yes. Absolutely. I had no problem with that. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, no,
He already said he was lazy.
Yeah, no, I what more do you want me to say to these people?
No, Josh is a hard worker. He says he's lazy, but he's really not.
This is the last guest we'll ever have.
He's a good worker.
I try to find the easiest way to get it done so that it gets done correctly.
That's smart. That's why you've been promoted.
I'm efficient. I like to say efficient, not lazy. I'm efficient.
They call it working smarter and not harder.
Yeah, that's good.
Laziness is the grandfather of innovation.
Damn it, Grayson! You just chime in and it's fucking just drops dimes.
I like this Grayson guy. You guys should keep him on.
Well, you just got Josh's stamp of approval. I guess we'll keep Grayson. Double your salary,
and
Grayson.
I'm in banking, so
hey-o. Sounds going places.
All right.
Are we ready for Weekend Geek, guys?
Dude,
it's a big one.
It's a big one. Yeah, hit it, Grayson.
A fucking geek. Exactly. All right.
A fucking geek.
Just so you nerds are aware.
Weekend Geek.
It's Weekend Geek. We're going to start out with Loki. We missed the 2 episodes, so we got to go back 2 episodes.
Oh, shit.
Because we missed the week. We took the 4th of July off.
Oh, man.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy birthday, America.
Yeah, great stuff. Anyway.
yeah, great stuff.
Something you want to say, Tyler?
Anyway, so
Did you have a good 4th?
yeah, it's fine.
Good. Did you shoot some fireworks?
Yeah, went to a friend of family's and shot off some fireworks. It was good.
Did you shoot fireworks, Grayson?
No. I saw some, so I was in the desert.
There you
go. They're like, don't do
Celebrate
fireworks
the
in the
birth
desert.
of your country by blowing up a small piece of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's
It's
fantastic.
awesome, yeah.
Okay.
That's a line from The Simpsons.
So we had 2 Loki episodes. So when we last left Loki, was he stranded on a...
No.
No.
So he got
got
pruned.
zapped.
So they pruned Mobius, and then they pruned Loki at the end of episode 4.
Yeah.
And
And
then
it was just Sylvie and Renslayer.
yeah, and then it was just Sylvie and Renslayer. And then episode 5, they showed that they actually just go to this like crazy place, and we figure out that the timekeepers weren't real; they were robots. Sylvie killed one of them.
So we still don't know who's pushing the strings.
We
have
don't.
yet
And
to
then
meet the wizard.
Pulling the strings. Did I say pushing the strings?
pushing the strings. Yeah.
That's not right.
No.
Have you ever tried to push strings?
It
like-
probably doesn't work well.
Like pushing rope?
So, John, you're caught up, right, Josh?
Yes.
Okay, good, clarified. I try to give Josh one-word answers.
It makes it easier.
Yeah.
Think back to sales. You need open-ended questions.
Yes, it's very true. So, this episode, they're in like they call it the void, right? Is that what they called it?
Yeah, I think they were saying the void.
And then what there was Eliath. Is that the name?
Eliath.
Eliath is the name of the
void at
giant
the end of
creature.
time.
And then there's a whole bunch of different Lokis, which is awesome.
Because Lokis are survivors.
The comic book Loki is the best one, I think. Like the
classic one.
classic Loki. I call him comic book Loki, but I know like everybody calls.
Are you talking
him
about old Loki?
old Loki? Yeah,
Old
man
Loki was dope. And
Yeah.
the actor that
good.
played him was really,
Yeah, super
really
good.
good.
Don't ask us to tell you who that actor is because we won't remember his name, even though it's right there at the tip of my tongue. So
I don't have my phone.
yeah, I don't either.
He was in the show Girls. He's been in a
Yeah,
lot.
he's been in a lot of stuff. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then there's the alligator Loki. I thought it was a lizard, but it wasn't. It was an alligator,
Full-on alligator.
and that was pretty sick.
No.
Bit off.
He bit off some dude's hand.
bit
It
off
was
President
great.
Loki's
Yeah,
hand.
President
I did
Loki.
love that Mobius is like, I don't ever remember an alligator Loki, but at the same time, like, maybe it's just a regular alligator that put the hat on. But then, isn't that such a Loki thing to do? So maybe you are a Loki anyway.
Yeah, because Mobius took down all these Lokis. He's like, I don't remember that
I
one.
would also love to find out that Mobius is a Loki too.
Oh, shit. You
I
just
would love to find that out as
blew
well.
My fucking mind.
I mean, I think that would. I don't think it's going to be
No.
Mobius can be
I hope-
his own character. But
I really want Mobius at the end of the series. I'm going to say it again. He better be riding a fucking jet ski.
I want him riding off into the sunset
on a jet ski.
on a jet ski.
The best jet ski.
or ramping a jet ski into the timekeepers.
Yeah.
And just
and kind of the deeper I dig into Loki, that's kind of where I come to is everybody's just a Loki. Renslayer's a Loki. Everybody. When you dig deep enough, we're all Lokis.
oh, that is that. Oh, that'd be fucked up.
It's Loki's all the way down.
This reminds me of the end of like Planet of the Apes,
Being John
where
Malkovich.
where he like crash lands and he's like, oh, I'm finally safe, and then everybody's
The ape, and it's
yeah,
just like-
everybody's
it's like-
apes.
He
And
like
so you
looks
think
up
at the
and
end
it's
of the
like
show,
Ape Abraham Simpson.
Loki's
Or
gonna make
Lincoln,
it back, and
Abraham
it's gonna
Simpson.
it's gonna.
Are you talking about the Mark Ruffalo?
No, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Disgusting. No.
No. We just won't talk about it.
We don't talk about that.
No,
Planet of the Apes.
but I just like picture Loki like making back to the TVA, and then all of a sudden he just looks around and it's just all Loki's
Right.
working, and it's like, oh no, and that's where they end it, and it doesn't make any sense. But you don't need sense when you have family. I told you I was going to work it in there.
No, I did love the chaos of the army of Lokis. Just them piecing Loki costumes together from rubble. Like I thought that was just great.
No, I mean the whole Loki fight was great. So on a broader scope, Josh, have you watched all 3 of these Marvel shows?
No, I have not. I didn't watch WandaVision.
You didn't watch WandaVision.
It never seemed to be entertaining to me, and I never just wanted to watch it. And
you should watch it. It's going to have implications.
It really
that
is.
degree from Duke is a lie.
That degree from Duke is a lie. We've established that. Well,
it's
okay.
It's a woman in it. I'm not interested.
Falcon and Winter Soldier or Loki?
Loki so far. Yeah,
Loki so far?
Yeah.
You're more of a fan of Loki? How about you guys?
I
between the three of them.
I think Loki has been the most interesting. It's been the most one that's like got my attention from the very beginning and kept it all the way through. Like there's not been one dead like episode that lagged really for me.
Loki's got the watchability factor. After an episode ends, I could watch it over again and be entertained.
Way more than the other ones.
I was probably going to like it best anyways because I liked Loki to begin with. So like if I hadn't watched any of them, I probably would still say Loki was the best.
I think that's a good point because that character is like he's known. He's really he's got a lot of history in Marvel.
So many more levels.
Yeah.
He's been bad. He's been good. He's been good, but wait, he's bad, and then he's bad. Oh no, wait, he's good.
It's really the only bad guy they've ever tried to flush out.
Yeah.
He's the only one. Besides, they did a pretty good job of Thanos in the two Infinity War movies.
You had to with Thanos,
but
though.
other than that, Loki's the other one, right?
Yeah, no, all the other villains in every single Red Skull was completely one-dimensional.
Taskmaster.
Stop.
Not yet.
Stop. No, but Tony Stark's dad's business partner is
Jebediah Stade.
There you go. Whatever. He's a one-trick pony.
Well, they got you attached to him in Thor.
Yeah,
made you kind of feel bad for him.
The bad guy, Doctor
being
Strange,
lied to.
too.
Oh yeah, no, that guy. That guy.
I also liked from comic book Loki. I'll stick with your vernacular. When he said that he cast an illusion so grand that it fooled the Mad Titan himself. So was that Loki's trajectory? Was it when we see Loki get killed by Thanos?
I think that's what they were saying.
Are we led to believe that he didn't really die?
That was his. So,
it was just an illusion.
So Kid Loki killed Thor.
Supposedly, I don't trust what any of them said.
So
then you don't trust what comic book Loki says.
So there's actually
except we saw the grand illusion at the end of it.
Yeah. No, that dude's powerful.
There's a story in the comic book where there's a Kid Loki who is reincarnated. And he had the opportunity. Thor took him out, and he was trying to make him good, trying to teach him. And Thor gave him an opportunity to kill him, and he didn't do it. And so it was where he was changing to be good. And they brought it up that maybe that's that kid. Maybe that kid instead of in this world he did kill Thor, and that's why he got sent there instead.
So now,
how can Thor die? Is he not immortal?
No, they're not immortal. It's a weird thing. I don't know.
They're demigods. Demigods can die.
But how? He gets the shit knocked out of him by Hulk.
I guess we'll find out in the new Thor movie with Gore the God Butcherer.
Yeah, I think there's just a way to kill him.
Josh does bring up a really good point. So you see people get stabbed, right?
Yeah.
And then they die when they get stabbed.
Right.
But then you see blunt force trauma, to the point where you're like, that would liquefy all the bones in your body and they're fine. The skeletal structure of these
maybe it's metal.
Of these superheroes are no.
It's metal. Once metal pierces them, it weakens them. And fists just don't do it.
You understand how ridiculous. If I stab you with a knife or I hit you with a sledgehammer, you're going to have the same result. But not these guys. They can die by stabbing. But they can't.
Checks out.
That does check out. That's messed up though, right? That doesn't make any.
I don't think any of them's been stabbed and died.
It's like Call of Duty.
Oh, I guess Loki.
You walk by and slash a guy's dead.
Yeah.
Loki got his neck snapped.
He got his neck snapped.
Yes, which should have happened to
allegedly.
Which should have happened to I don't know, every Avenger at some point has had to do something that would have snapped their neck.
Iron Patriot, he fell from super high up in the air, and he just broke his spine like that.
So Thanos snapped.
He should have been a jelly ball.
Thanos snapped Loki's neck with his bare hands. The Hulk grabbed Loki and smashed him repeatedly into a concrete floor in the first Avengers.
That's very true.
Which would have completely crushed every bone in his body.
That would have hurt really bad.
And he made a joke.
Yeah.
I think I'll have that drink now.
Yeah.
Like that.
Same thing, like anytime you see like someone falling and then they get saved by someone stopping them from falling.
Yes.
All their bones are broken.
Yes, every single one of them.
They Gwen Stacy themselves real bad.
Speaking of, another question. So I've not read any of the comics, so this is my just movie straight.
It's okay. This is your safe place. Go ahead.
This is your safe place. What's his name?
Iron Patriot.
Iron Patriot, when he fell. So we got Iron Man and the Falcon taking off after this jet that takes off, right? So they're clearly fast enough to go get that, but they're not fast enough to go save a guy from falling.
Which, by the way,
they were too far away.
Does anyone understand terminal velocity?
Yeah.
No, you don't understand.
What about Duke graduate? Duke graduate?
Gender studies is not playing the role in physics and terminal velocity, but you can only fall so fast.
He could only tell how fast they were falling if they were a woman.
True. That's not a true statement.
Thank you.
See, Tyler, male is a gender as well, so.
It's gender studies.
That's true.
There's two of them, or there's multiple. There's more than two.
There's only two? Is that what you're saying?
No, I did not say that.
Here we go.
I am not getting canceled this day. There can be as many as you want. Now,
Terminal velocity.
Yes.
Terminator.
No, you're absolutely right. Also, he lands and breaks his back.
Well, they crushed his spine, right? Because
Yes.
he's in the suit, and it's just like it just jars you. So it didn't really break anything, but it just like the suit was depowered, so it just kind of folded up on him.
An entire building fell on Iron Man when he was in his suit and it was powered down.
When
he tells everybody Iron Man 3.
He gets his house
1165 Malibu Drive. I'll leave the door unlocked.
Throw some cars at me, please.
He completely powers down and a building falls on it. You're telling me that the impact that Don Cheadle hit that ground, that grass,
Didn't he
and
also
dirt.
get hit by a train?
He was in
when
water.
he reboots the helicarrier, he gets hit by that propeller.
Yes.
And dragged along that.
Yes.
Like, your tendons are getting
All
ripped.
I'm saying is that
he drains out of that
these
suit when it
Marvel
opens up.
movies do not have realistic physics.
You know what they do have?
What's that?
Family.
Who needs physics when you have family?
There you go.
That's very true, Josh. Thanks for pointing that out. We set that precedent earlier. But
It's nice that we have something to easily explain all those problems in movies now.
yes, exactly.
Thank you, Vin Diesel.
He did it.
No plot holes. It's just family.
So what do you guys? So at the end of this, they enchanted the big thing. Because we were talking about Loki. Let's go back to Loki.
Big mean cloud gets enchanted.
Big mean cloud get enchanted. Opens up, and there's a thing at the end of the world, or at the end of time.
Well,
Big castle.
Little cottage. Yeah, looks nice.
Who's in it? Is it Kang?
No,
I don't think it's Kang.
No.
I think it's another Loki. I think it's gonna be like a really old
older Loki.
I think he's called the one that remains, is what they called him in the comic book.
That's not
Oh
bad.
shit. Oh, so this is
Like there is a man
is this
at the end of
got
time.
some comic book canon to it now?
There's a guy at the end of time, which is where the Time Masters were, and he was called the One Who Remains, and he's just a giant old guy, or not a giant old guy, just a really old guy. And but he worked for the Time Masters, but in this, the Time Masters are fake. So I think that this that remains is probably the guy.
We don't know that the Time Masters are fake. Somebody made the TVA.
Yeah, Loki.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it make sense it being a Loki?
It's like the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz isn't real. It's
That's
someone behind the curtain.
exactly okay. So to go back a couple episodes when they went into the time chamber or whatever you want to call it, and you saw those time. Didn't you get Wizard of Oz vibes?
No,
like you knew.
I got Bill and Ted.
I knew they
Excellent
weren't
Adventure.
real. I knew they weren't real. I was like, that's not the timekeepers. Like I just knew.
I got Bill and Ted. In Bill and Ted, they got the three guys sitting on the throne.
how awesome.
They put on the sunglasses.
Sitting in the castle at the end of time.
Is that Bogus Journey or Excellent Adventure?
I think it may be Bogus Journey.
Bogus Journey's where they play Twister with the Grim Reaper, right?
No, it's Excellent Adventure. It's the first one.
Oh,
Where
okay.
they meet up with it's the first one. When they first meet the guys who are the time traveler people or whatever. It's been such a long time since I watched the movie.
That's just the first two. I watched the third one.
I haven't seen the third one. How's that?
It was okay.
No, okay. Anyway.
It was okay.
Sorry, Grayson.
World Breaker Hulk at the end of time, just chilling.
Oh, what's his name? Maestro?
Yeah,
the Maestro?
yeah.
Like the old Hulk
the
with the
super
beard,
duper old Hulk that has just survived everything,
who's killed all the Avengers and killed all the bad guys, and it's only him, and he just like runs everything.
Right.
That would be kind of sick if it was the
Like
Maestro.
I would like it.
That would be like out of left field.
Yeah, completely out of left field. Personally, I think it's going to be Kang. Like as much as I do want it to be another Loki,
I think it's going to be another Loki working for Kang.
okay,
Or
that's not bad. I think Kang's the big bad at the end.
Josh, do you know who Kang is?
Is that the brain guy from the Ninja Turtles?
That's Krang.
That's Krang.
That's a really good guess, though.
That's
a
pretty close.
really good guess.
And I have to watch myself to not get the names confused.
Krang.
Yeah, but this is Kang.
Kang is a guy from the future that got bored living in the future,
Not
so he
that
just
guy, right?
came back and is living throughout the past.
He's actually
He's going to be in the movie.
He's actually Reed Richards is like great grandson.
right. Yeah.
His
Yeah,
name,
he's gonna
I think
be,
his name is Nathan Richards, and then
So
Kang the Conqueror?
yeah, that's him.
But
yeah.
didn't they already cast? They've casted him.
Yeah, it's the old boy from
Lovecraft
Country.
But what?
Which
what
I've tried to
movie-
get you to watch, and you won't watch
That's
it.
fine. What
Josh,
mo-
have you watched it?
Lovecraft
Country?
You got to
No.
check it out. It's good.
Nah, it's all right. Anyway, what did they cast him for? Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man 3.
So
But
you're thinking this might be an Ant-Man 3 setup.
I think all these movies are going to be combined. They're setting up all this stuff right now in front of us. And with WandaVision, the multiverse,
That's how they're gonna see
Spider-Man
it.
is going to be super involved into the multiverse.
When they find him behind the curtain. When they find him behind the curtain, this is what he's going to be. That's his pose.
Oh, yeah, he's just going to be chilling.
Very
balancing a sword on his
feminine
finger.
picture of him balancing a knife on one finger, which is not super menacing at all, really. Well, actually,
Yeah,
yes,
it
it
kinda
is.
is.
Yeah, it is because you can stab people and it'll be bad.
Yeah.
Infinity Gauntlet, meh. A knife?
Knife.
Oh shit, he's got a knife.
Run!
And we did discuss earlier, only knives can kill.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's
Good thing he's not balancing a sledgehammer.
no, that's that. Well, no, that would be fine. Yeah,
like
you
tickling
can
them with feathers.
you can hit somebody with a sledgehammer; they'll be fine. Okay,
Sledgehammers don't matter when you got family.
So, okay, we can't
Meta.
use the family to transition to every segment. Like, so far, we're like 10 for 10 on the family.
Grayson,
transition.
Grayson, we cannot segue out of Loki to get to Black Widow without family.
Yeah,
we have to have family,
we have to
Grayson.
have
All right,
family.
so Black
Let's
Widow.
Talk about her family, though.
Yeah.
yeah,
It is. It's a
speaking of
flick.
family, it is a family.
It is a
flick.
family flick.
All right, so spoilers, because even on Wednesday as we drop, it'll be less than a week old. So if you guys don't want Black Widow spoilers, you should probably, 15 minutes? Jump up 15 minutes.
Let's not.
If you're still listening.
Let's not really. When we talk spoilers, we're just going to be talking about stuff that happened throughout the movie. We're not going to really give a synopsis. You got to watch it to figure out how it plays out.
Yes.
So, what did you guys think of the movie, Josh? You in particular, you're not on the show all the time. You don't do this. Give your opinion of Black Widow. Go.
I thought it was good. I had no issues with it. I mean, it was entertaining the whole time. I didn't think it was silly or stupid. So, I mean, I liked it.
Okay. Brandon.
I thought it was okay. I think that they needed to introduce some elements into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they owed Black Widow a movie, and so they used that vehicle. They told a semi-interesting story, but also dropped a bunch of things that will end up being like
Bigger down the road.
yeah, basically they're like, well, let's make a movie that drops a few Easter eggs so that we can go back to it. Like, we need to advance different characters, and we need to, set stuff in motion, and we'll use the Black Widow as like a vehicle. and we're going to tell a story. So the movie takes place right after Civil War.
Yeah.
It's not even like, I thought it was going to be the 5 years between Infinity War and Endgame, and it wasn't. It was right after Civil War. Like, everyone's still in jail.
Yeah, this is just like
Captain America's out, and he's in Wakanda at this point, and everybody else is still at the raft.
Yeah, I think it was kind of just like the farewell to Black Widow. Like, it was the wrapping up the Black Widow story, stamp on it, we're done with this, later.
Move on.
I could have done with
it had set up a new Black Widow.
Yeah.
Like somebody to take her place.
I think I could have done with like 20 minutes less movie.
I think it was her cleaning out her ledger.
Hey,
Like, she talked about it, but she never really, Avenger stuff. But this is her, like, her own
really
self.
making good.
Putting
Exactly.
the work in.
Yeah.
So it does tell. So for one, it tells the Budapest story.
Yep.
Well, they tell what happened.
That what happens in Budapest. So
And-
like, I'm not gonna. We don't need to say what happens.
We don't
in
need to
Budapest.
say what happened, but did you like the bad guy? I hated that guy. Like, I didn't think he was interesting at all.
The you're talking about the KGB SAR guy.
Yeah, like the general.
He's just
Russian
like a spy
general.
master that is also into brain control and
Angry old Russian.
What's his name? What was his name?
I don't. You know what? That's how much I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well,
honestly, no.
Did
Did anyone care?
It wouldn't be important if they didn't make. And I'm going to say this now because I'm not holding up. I didn't really like this movie. Like, one of the things I didn't like is Taskmaster. They fucked that character up, and like that kind of pisses me off. They made it that guy's daughter, and I fucking hated that.
He had a pheromone that made you forget his name.
That was so stupid. God damn. That was dumb. I hated that.
Ray Winston Dreykov.
Yeah.
Well, that's
he's
Dreykov's
actually
daughter.
Yeah, it's Dreykov's daughter, and like there is actually a thing
I always
with
thought
that.
Dreykov was like a code name.
So,
well, I guess probably it doesn't.
So
matter.
Tyler, you've been talking about Taskmaster like since the first season of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
When we thought that the I can't even remember the dude's name, but we thought he was going to be Taskmaster, and you were like really excited. This is one of your favorite villains.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. That was the guy
and you were like, "Oh man, I think they're going to make him Taskmaster. That'd be awesome."
It was the guy who switched on everybody.
Yeah, he was he was the traitor.
Wade.
Sure. Okay,
Ward?
we'll call
Ward?
Ward. It was Ward.
Yeah.
Yes. So I knew immediately when they made Taskmaster kind of a one-off deal, kind of stupid.
I was hoping they'd do more with him.
Because that's a legitimate villain.
It doesn't even make me mad that they made him a girl. They just took away his whole character. Like, he ends up having like a daughter and stuff. The whole reason why he's doing the stuff he's doing and being like a robber and like working like black market and stuff because he's trying to take care of his daughter who has like cancer or some shit. And
so he has a storyline that they just ignored.
They're just completely fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. And Taskmaster has no personality. Taskmaster has no lines in the entire movie.
Because it's just a zombie
He's
person.
a robot.
Yeah.
He's another Winter Soldier.
No. So would you guys parallel this with Iron Man 3 botching Mandarin? Or would you or would you equal this to B, them ruining Deadpool and Wolverine's origin?
I don't like that those are my only two options.
But
I didn't mind. It's like extreme. So did they really fuck it up or did they fucking shoot themselves in the foot? It's like, well, I didn't mind it.
The Mandarin thing could be fixed. They have an opportunity to fix that.
Yes.
They didn't have an opportunity to fix Deadpool, like not in that same universe without having to do like a whole completely reboot. This they can still do something with. Like
because she's alive.
Because she's still alive, and there's a good possibility that she's in like some kind of Thunderbolts type thing, which would be pretty cool. And so I don't know. I mean,
I didn't mind the Taskmaster thing. I think it worked for the story they were trying to tell.
For the story,
I don't like it. It does not bother me that it's not.
Did they say that she was Taskmaster? Because this is the first I'm hearing that name.
No, it's the Taskmaster. Like we need to use the Taskmaster protocol.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was. Which, if you didn't know that Taskmaster was like a huge Marvel villain, then you wouldn't. You wouldn't know. But Taskmaster puts the Avengers, gives them a run for their money in the comics. So it was super low powered.
Yeah.
compared to.
I mean, she was pretty powerful. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and talk about some other characters like the Red Guardian character. Seemed like he was pretty powerful. Like he was,
he's a super
kicking
soldier.
the shit out of stuff.
I
I
didn't care about the Red Guardian character. I thought Taskmaster was a much more interesting character.
I thought it was cooler.
I think that Red Guardian was there for comedy relief.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that
Taskmaster-
funny is the problem. And I
Taskmaster-
think that's part of my issue is I didn't really like him. But
You didn't like him at all?
he was okay. But
My question is he kept talking about Captain America, and like this is and
They would have
this
never
is,
fought each other.
well, he never fought Steve Rogers, but we've made it very
Right.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier made it very abundantly clear that there were other Captain Americas that were under wraps from when Steve Rogers hit the ice to basically when he got thawed out, right? Like we don't know. We know for a fact that there was a black Captain America in the Korean War, which
I did
was
like Melina, Rachel Weisz's character. Rachel Weisz was just a really good actress. I thought that she
Rachel Weisz is a good
I
actress.
thought she was just really incredible.
the thing I liked the most about this was the new Black Widow. What's her name? What was her name? Alexia?
His sister,
Her
sister.
Yeah, but I don't know what her last name was.
It doesn't matter.
But-
Alexi.
The human
No,
subtract.
Alexi
No,
was the
Alexi
guy.
was the Red Guardian.
What was her name? I cannot think of her
can't
name. Elenia or something?
Yelena Belova.
Yelena Belova.
The human trafficking subplot was pretty heavy. That opening sequence was
was
intense.
Whenever it started that way, you were like, this movie's going to be like really deep and dark and
And it
stuff,
wasn't.
and then it just wasn't.
Oh, it was just more into because it's all about body autonomy. That's what made the character of Taskmaster. She had no control over her own body. She was just sent out to be a puppet, a drone. It's about all of these women gaining autonomy over their own.
It's definitely a
their own
filler
futures.
movie. Like it's a filler movie. It's
a
set
one
in
and
the, it's
done.
set in the past.
Is it because the stakes just wasn't high
No.
enough? Is it one of those again like Ant-Man where you talked about how it just like how can you
Well, no, we
How can you care
saw
about that
we
movie?
saw Black Widow die. So like we know what her future holds.
Yeah.
And it's honestly
Same thing with Loki.
but it's not because Loki is
There's
they
a time
they did a
travel there.
really good job of explaining why that's not
Right.
that Loki. They set that up in Endgame.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
they did go at it from every angle.
Yeah, so so that was cool, but this one, you're right. The stakes weren't high. Like we knew that Scarlett Johansson wasn't going to die. She was never in any danger because we know that she's going to show up blonde in Infinity War.
yeah,
Right?
just like she left, yeah.
Yeah, and you know that like the only two people that you didn't know if they were going to die was Red Guardian and Melina, because you knew her sister wasn't going to die. Because we knew that she was passing the torch. Like that was like that
seemed like that.
Like that's what everyone was talking about in this movie.
I really liked her. I thought she was smoking hot, and I liked her personality. I thought it was pretty cool. Like, kind of got a little crush, like a little star crush on the new Black Widow a little bit. But
Hey man,
Is it going to call her White Widow?
White Widow.
Going to be just blazing weed the whole time.
Well,
That's great.
She was there, and they make fun of themselves. Like she was the one that makes fun of
Dude,
them.
the
with
pose,
as well.
That was
You're such a
probably
poser.
that was probably the funniest part of that was her
Yeah.
constantly making fun of Black Widow and her stupid
And then
poses.
she does it, and then she's
She's
like,
like, "Oh,
that's
that feels so
Yeah,
gross."
that feels
Right.
gross.
No, that was probably one of the funniest. So
Thanks, Joss Whedon.
like where are we ranking this?
I think it's the worst Marvel movie.
Oh shit!
I think
Holy shit!
I think it's a bad representation of a Captain America movie. I just think they
Because it's
missed
a
it.
woman?
What do you mean,
They-
Captain America?
Huh?
You just mean like Marvel?
What are your bottom three, Tyler? Black Widow and Captain Marvel.
Is that your bottom two?
No, it's probably like
WandaVision next.
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. Maybe.
No,
No, it's I think Captain Marvel's probably up there a little bit. I think I didn't like Thor: The Dark World that much.
Okay, so
I didn't like
this is where I'm.
Iron Man 2 that much.
I will say that it ranks towards the bottom, and what I would say is that I'd have an easier time picking out the movies that I think are worse than Black Widow than I would to name the 40 enterprises that I think are better.
here's the
This
real-
was a below average Marvel movie.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
here's the big question. This is how you rank this movie. Okay, you don't compare it to a Marvel movie. You compare it to a DC movie. So is this better than the Snyder cut Justice League? No, probably not. Is it better than Man of Steel? Probably not. But is it better than Batman v Superman? Yeah, I think so. So that's where it ranks for me. It's better than Batman v Superman, not better than Man of Steel.
I think it's better than...
Man of Steel is a good movie.
I like it.
Man of Steel is a very good movie.
I think it's better than Thor 2.
It's better than Thor 2.
I think it's better than Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Probably. It's probably on par.
You ranked it as the worst one, so this is my time now.
Probably on par.
I'm now picking movies. I'm cherry picking. This is probably in the bottom 5 for me. It has nothing to do with it being a Black Widow movie. In fact, they probably should have done this movie a long time ago. Like, Scarlett Johansson's a hell of an actress.
Yeah, where it would have fit in the timeline.
Honestly, they should have done a Hawkeye and Black Widow movie.
If this movie would have come out right before Infinity War,
it would have been so much better.
Yeah,
I would have been.
Yeah, this seemed like an after the fact sort of thing. Yes. Like, why are we like? Oh, we've still got Scarlett Johansson for one more movie on her contract.
If this movie would have came out like right before like her sacrifice on Vormir, like that would have been.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
I agreed, but this is why did I make this point already? They took a bunch of pawns that they needed to get in place.
What's the pawns? The new Black Widow.
So the new Black Widow. So at the end of the new Black Widow, or the end of the movie, we're spoiling, right?
Yeah, sure.
At the end of the movie, Elaine from Seinfeld, Madam Hydra, Julia Louise-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
She sicks him on Barton, which I think is probably going to lead into his show,
the Hawkeye show.
Yeah, which they had no idea that Hawkeye show was going to happen right after Civil War. They didn't know that. They thought there was going to be a Hawkeye movie. So either way, so they set that up. They introduced Julie Louise-Dreyfus as Madam Hydra. They kind of so they've got the new Black Widow set up, and then they've got the sleeper cell Black Widows, which I think are probably going to play a part in some way. With the in the mind control and all of that, all of that good jazz. I don't think we're going to see Red Guardian again. Like, I don't think we're going to see him again.
I think we might see him in something.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, we're going to see him in the new season of Stranger Things.
I could see him being brought back in maybe like a Captain America movie or something, being brought in for muscle or something like that.
I don't think we're going to get him or Melina ever again. It's going to be hard to get either of those actors. Well, like, they're gonna have to pay him a considerable.
Well, that's never been an issue. Disney prints money.
It is, but Thunderbolts or something.
It's not gonna be worth their time.
They can't all be in the Thunderbolts. We keep like.
Well, I mean, who's the team?
Now they're old.
I mean, think about the team. Yeah, but I mean, he's a super soldier, right? So I mean, as of right now, the team would be Zemo, Red Guardian, Taskmaster. Maybe the new Black Widow, maybe Abomination. So that's 5.
Madam Hydra was only talking
U.S. Agent.
U.S. Agent
was only talking to the new Black Widow, White Widow. I don't think that they're going to recruit Red Guardian or Crimson Dynamo.
I love Crimson Dynamo. You were off being the Crimson Dynamo.
I don't think they're going to.
I want to know if he fought a Captain America.
Like, I do want to know that. He kept telling that story.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if they go back and do one like that. But that's where I'm saying, like, he's old, so it's not like they can make him look younger, which they could. But that would just, I don't know,
more money. They're not gonna.
Yeah, but he's like,
they could do in the What If.
That's universe. David Huber is the guy who played it, Harbor.
Yeah,
and like he got super jacked for Hellboy. And so, like, he could get in really good shape again and play probably somebody younger.
How funny is it that he probably worked his ass off to get super jacked for a movie that was just nobody went and saw and made no money, and now he had to let himself go.
Yeah,
to be in a Marvel movie that is probably going to make almost $1 billion.
Yeah, he was at the beginning of the movie when they were like in the.
That first sequence?
Yeah, when they were spies, he was pretty jacked then. But
That was the 90s, right? 95.
Do you think it was a fat suit, or do you think they just like?
So it did say 95 there. The Soviet Union was out in like 92, 93.
Yeah. I think it was like
And he was
91,
asking,
actually.
he wanted to go back to wearing the suit at that point, didn't he? So they would have to go even.
So
before
it
that,
said
they could
90.
look even
It said
younger.
1995 is when he was in in Ohio, and then it was the movie set 21 years later, which would be 2016, which would have been right after Civil War. So, I mean, he doesn't. They're right though.
He said
they
fought
mentioned
Captain
Rachel
America in the
Weisz
80s.
hasn't aged a day, and she didn't.
No.
They didn't even like de-age her in the like it. There was 20. Those years had been kind to Rachel Weisz.
Yeah.
She still looks like she looked in The Mummy.
Yeah.
I kind of thought
that
at
was-
first seeing her hair like they had it. I
That
thought
was
she might have
literally
been
back in the 90s.
Taskmaster there for a minute. And I was like, oh, is she Taskmaster? But
I thought that too, but then we saw
They were
all of
together,
them
yeah.
separately just after seeing Taskmaster.
Yeah.
So-
So
But
anyway,
yeah, it was
so
definitely, you could tell from the costume that it was a female.
so worth a
And-
watch.
so.
I think it's worth a watch.
Absolutely.
yeah, it's not a bad movie.
It's Marvel. It's good shit.
Yeah.
Even though that I say it's the worst of the Marvel movies, that's,
Are you?
still being up there. It's still a decent movie to go see.
It's like saying you're the ugliest person in Sweden.
Right.
And how excited were we for this movie, anyways? Like honestly,
I was excited just because it was a Marvel movie.
And we were
gotta
going
go
to the
back
theater.
Alamo and
Yeah.
see it. And like, we haven't done that in a
it
minute.
was. It felt good to be in a theater. We sat back row, almost middle.
The show,
I was more excited about Godzilla, but was more into the monster movies.
I think this may have been better than Godzilla. It was close. The
It was better than the Godzilla movie.
what was I going to say? Well, how do you compare the movie to the shows?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like I was excited about going to the theater. I was excited about seeing a Marvel movie. It'd been the first one in 2 years, right? I'm more excited to find out what happens next week on Loki than
Yeah.
I ever was to watch this movie.
And even after,
And it's not because I like Black Widow. I think she's a great complementary character, and she 100% could command her own movie. And this was not a great movie. You can't turn a so-so plot
into greatness.
into greatness, no matter how well she acted. And
I
I thought her acting was great.
I was telling Grayson on coming back from the movie, I didn't really think that the action scenes in this were any better than any of the action scenes we've seen in any of these shows, like especially Falcon and Winter Soldier. If you're putting them side by side, because they're both similar, right?
Yeah.
Like Falcon, both have superhero people, superpowered
Similar
bad guys
fighting in the streets.
like hand-to-hand combat type shit. And if you really compare them, I think it's actually probably Falcon Winter Soldier probably a little bit better than what this was.
I don't know.
It depends. I think the
And I
Falcon,
think-
Falcon
yeah.
and Winter Soldier fight sequences were more visceral, up close, shaky cam, quick movements like that. These were more spectacle action sequences.
Maybe I just like that. Maybe it's the realistic factor of it. Maybe I don't
See,
know.
I'm not into those. I like the big, I like these types of fight sequences better than. I thought the fight sequences in Black Widow were better than the TV show
I know.
ones.
But
it's just
prefer
because
the Falcon Winter Soldier. Maybe
they're-
it's just the art direction and the the directional style of it too.
It could be. I think a lot of it is there are more cuts in between like CG in the movies. So you can't. There's some points where I couldn't see how a character got from point A to point B because there was a cut in between. Whereas in the TV shows, it's a smaller room. They're only moving around the space, so you can kind of see their movement through the scene. So it seems more realistic to me, or to most folk. I like the big action sequences.
The big
though.
stuff. Though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so we're all kind of in agreement that this movie was okay.
It was fine.
It was fine, which is not really what you expect from the first Marvel movie in 2 years, but it is what it is. And I think it sucks because the one thing, I don't think we're going to see Scarlett Johansson again.
I don't either. I think that was it.
I think that was it, and I don't think this should have been her swan song. So I wish this movie would have came out before Endgame. I thought her sacrifice in Endgame
Was better.
was fantastic.
I can see that.
And
I'm
I would have
behind
been
that.
okay if I never saw her again after that.
I'm behind that. Like this movie would have been better if it came out right before the first Infinity War. If it would have come out like right after Captain America,
or
the Winter Soldier, if it would have, or Civil War, if it would have come out right after Civil War, it would have made so much more sense of the timeline. It would have just made a lot more sense all the way around.
All right, so endeth the Black Widow synopsis. 15 minutes on the nose. No, it's been like 30.
No, pretty close.
All right, so we brought this guest on, and I'm going to let him sign off some deep thoughts. I'm just kidding, Josh. I'm not going to set you up for failure.
I do have one question for you before we go.
Okay. Hit me.
I know that you lean kind of conservative.
Oh, here it is.
Republican.
Here we go.
But you got vaccinated. Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want to wear a mask anymore.
Oh, so why did you wear a mask anyway?
Because you had to. Because that's not a hill I'm willing to die on. And because if there's a chance I could not give somebody COVID and kill them, I would do that.
Well, that's it.
Thank you. So this is a perfect example of a Republican who's not a total fucking dipshit. So I want everyone who is a Republican to look at a good example. And thank you, Josh, for just setting a good example for all other Republicans.
I like the TikTok guy that says "fuck Josh Hawley" at the end of "fuck Josh," and he says "fuck Josh," and I like that, and so I think we can say, "Great job, Josh."
Yeah,
that can help.
Don't fuck this Josh. He's cool.
Well,
or unless you're his wife, then definitely fuck him.
For all,
thanks, Tyler.
For all seriousness aside. The Delta variant is very alive and well in Missouri. In fact, Springfield got featured on many national news.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Our hospitals are rampant. The governor keeps trying to blame the hospital administrators. The Mercy's administrator just basically went to Twitter and was like, "Fuck that guy! We're fine. We're fine. Nobody's getting vaccinated. There's nothing we can do about that. We can't force them to get vaccinated." And you would think that people would just get vaccinated. It doesn't matter. No, we already talked about that. But the fact of the matter is, it's still very alive and well, people. So take care of yourselves. Washing hands is still a thing.
But anyway,
I stopped.
It never should have became a thing. Washing your hands has always been a thing.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, Josh, is there was that thing in I think they met in Josh, Nebraska, where all the Josh got together. They fought with foam swords for superiority of who's the best Josh. Why did you not do that? Do you feel like you're an inferior Josh, or are you going to go next year?
No, actually, I have to take on the winner.
Oh, is that what it is?
I got a bye in that round.
Gotcha. Very good.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
That's a thing.
The Battle of the Joshes.
The Battle of the Joshes.
That's fucking dope, dude. You need to do that.
The Highlanders, man.
there can be only one. Josh, you go ahead. That was my questions for you. You now have your free time to say what you'd like to say.
If there's
the microphone's yours, go ahead, Josh.
You said that you sometimes you're yelling at our podcast as you're listening to it. I want you to think back, and I want you to think of one thing, one episode, one thing that we said that, as a conservative, just really infuriated you.
So I can't think of one thing. There's not just one.
There's many things.
The things. So, my issues with it, my, I guess, yelling issues, is the same thing I have with all politics. It's like not you. Sorry, I say you general terms, not specific.
What do you mean, you people?
So, the party has one thought process, one issue that they think a certain way on, and if the other party doesn't agree with it, it's not really close, it's to the far extreme. So it's I don't know, the vaccine, you guys are oh, we got to you got to get the vaccine, if you don't get the vaccine, why do you not get the vaccine? And it's the other side's not getting it because it's bullshit, it's fake, it's not real. It's well, I mean, that's not right. That's maybe some of them, but some of them are maybe health related issues. Right. My somebody I know, I'm not going to say who, but has been told by their doctor, probably not a good idea for you to put that inside your body with your immune system. Right. So at that point, there's some things I guess
But that's not political.
That's the whole issue with this thing is it came out during a political season and they politicized it, and so now it's like red or blue. It's not smart or dumb. It's red or blue, and that's the stupid problem with it.
You're absolutely right. Like the fact of the matter is that, and I think that the reason that me and Tyler went super like angry last week is that at some point there was a large section of Republicans that went, I'm not going to get a vaccine because I'm a goddamn Republican.
Yeah.
And that to me is crazy. It's almost as crazy as someone going, I'm going to get the vaccine because I'm a Democrat. That's not why you're getting the vaccine. No. You're getting the vaccine for the good of the public health.
That's why I got the vaccine.
I want to get all 3 vaccines, but they apparently won't let you do that. Just because I want to be like Thanos of the vaccines. I want to get them all.
Get them all so you become overpowered.
No, I don't understand. Like everyone's had someone die, right? Everyone's had relatives or someone they love die, and they're like, oh, if there's anything I could do to bring them back. It's like, what if that anything you could do was wear a mask or get vaccinated? Like, even if the vaccine's like maybe, it's only 75% effective. 75 is better than 0. Like, why? I don't understand why you
it's
would
like 90-some% effective.
Exactly.
So,
but I personally don't understand. People have legit reasons. You're absolutely free to choose not to get the vaccine. I may not understand why, whatever. As long as it's not loopy, stupid, Bill Gates is injecting you with a 5G chip, so you're going to track you. Like, let's get real. Like,
I rub crystals on my body for it.
Perfect. I think you're safe then.
Yeah.
So, no, okay, so I can't agree with you more, Josh. I've never, I'll be honest, in my entire life, I have never worked so hard to try to get Republicans to do something that's going to increase their life expectancy. I mean, not one time have I done something just like, just do it, guys. You'll live longer.
It makes perfect sense what Josh is saying. Like, he's just looked at the science, and he's just decided, like, this is what science is saying. Like, I'm just going to do that, right?
Yeah. People smarter than me are doing it. Like, we don't know the long-term effects of it. We know the long-term effects of McDonald's, and we still go to that shit every day.
So, Josh, tell me your thoughts on global warming.
I don't understand all of it. To obviously, climate change is real. Like,
and how did you go from different. Here's your free time to? Can we grill you for like 20 minutes?
No, that's fine. No, I'm all about this.
We're not going to get another Republican on
ever. Yeah.
No, I think again that's one like the extreme. It's either it's this or it's this. There's no like middle ground. Right. Gun control, same way. It's like it's either all or nothing. It's like I think there's studies or there's been polls, and the majority of people, like almost 80%, are okay with having like making it harder. It's not, we're going to take all your guns, or you can have every gun that you ever wanted to have, of missile launchers and shit, and shoot them off. Like but that's what you believe. Joe Biden's going to take our guns, or we want all the guns and we want to shoot them whenever we want. It's like, I think most people are like, why don't we just be responsible with them? Mm-hmm. So but we can't do that.
We did a gun control episode where me and Tyler came up with some common. Yeah. Do you remember some of the common sense gun control?
I remember there was something about you can't have a gun now.
Yeah. Oh no. That was purely in jest.
I know.
No. The like extra like just waiting period, and the fact that you have to take like a firearms course, Steve, and like own, and then the open carry
socks with sandals
also has an extra.
That I agree with.
Yeah,
that.
You can't wear socks and sandals.
So here's the thing, though, and I don't. This is personal opinion. I don't think it's 100% accurate, but I think all that stuff is probably like. It's not a bad idea, but I don't think it's going to prevent what you want to prevent. I don't think kids are shooting up schools and churches because, I don't have to wait 3 more days to get a gun. Why? Like, what are they targeting? They're targeting schools, they're targeting churches. That's the weakest of everything, right?
Yeah.
Now, someone like, let's arm all the teachers, and like, let's put more guns in schools. I mean, they're not shooting up police stations because there's a threat that you might get shot back, or it might not work out how you want it to work out.
Are we doing guns, teacher loaded.
No,
locked and loaded
I use
teachers?
that as an example. I think they should have the choice. I mean, obviously, figure it out before they're not just in the desk sitting on top where anybody can get a hold of them. But at the end of the day,
teacher gets a gun.
Do you guys remember
art only, lunch ladies,
ag
lunch ladies? No, but do you guys
all the physics teachers will know.
Do you guys remember when teachers weren't larger than life anymore? Like, you know how like it was your teacher, right? Like going through elementary school, middle school, and even high school. You know, like teachers were like impenetrable. Like they were bigger than normal people.
Yeah,
right.
I've always had a problem with authorities.
So, well, no, me too. I had an issue with authority, but that's the fact is that like I saw them as like a higher authority figure.
Yes.
But when did you go, these are just people? Like I look back on some of my high school teachers and I go, I don't want them to have a gun. Like I just don't. I like I remember them. I remember some of the stuff they said. I remember like their goofiness and their clumsiness. And I'm like, let's not give them a gun.
No.
I also know people that are police officers that I don't want to have a gun. But
yeah, that's very true. Well, that's our podcast today.
I was going to ask Josh about Black Lives Matter.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Josh, it's been a real pleasure.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. I want to come back.
Grayson was trying to play the music like we were running the Academy Awards too long. He's going to drop the mic.
Right.
But seriously, Josh, it has been fun. We'll have to do it again sometime.
For sure.
And actually, we won't wait till the end to do politics. I hate the fact that we got you on with such a big Week in Geek episode because I know that
Josh is like, yeah, I just kind of watch this stuff because you guys used to talk about it at work all the time.
Well, I'd turn it off whenever Week in Geek would come because I haven't watched the shows, so I'd stop the podcast.
Right.
Then, like WandaVision, back to previous I liked Loki, so I think I would like Loki. I was never really interested in Wanda or Vision, I guess.
You should watch it. It was all right.
it was okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys can find us at Unacclaimed Pod on Twitter and Critically Unacclaimed on TikTok now.
Oh my gosh, we have a TikTok, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook, and
MySpace?
We don't. We post as much on MySpace as we have on TikTok. No, watch for the ticks or talks or whatever you guys call those.
They're TikToks.
TikToks. Yeah. Watch for the TikToks. Also,
gonna be fun.
Watch for our latest Vine.
Vine's back.
Vine's back?
No.
I was really excited for a second. All right. Well, guys, it was a pleasure.
It was fun.
Yeah. All right. We're out.
Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Straight from the mud like Ruby. Straight to the stud, they love me. I understand they hungry, but please don't hate, that's ugly. I've been sliding, shaking, moving. I've been popping in my city. Shawty say she love the way we do it with me. I be too turned up to ever give a fuck. I ain't come to argue, let a nigga fuck. They been talking pennies, I need bigger bucks. About to catch a flight, I need to switch it up. Got that black boy joy, might do my dance on him. Take no disrespect, might put my hands on him. Hit this chicken, now she wanna marry me. But she gon' need some closure and some therapy. Came back to the city with my bank account on F. Giving rappers hell, I know they happy that I left. Hit the south in winter, I just put down my deposit. 82 degrees, I left that jacket in my closet.
Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
Hey, look. Came in with the what's that? Left out with the who she. Laying game like 2D. I been kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Margarita to the brim tip. Black denim need a slim fit. Same people that I flex with be the ones that I'm in the gym with. I'm a living legend, you a dead cause, and I'm dead ass. No, I'm dead, right? Leaving early, but I'm here night. Long and short to keep the head right. Teed up out in Malibu, got sand all in my good shoes. Press a nigga with the pessimism, but I only came for the good news. I am the show that they came for. Hitting the target I aim for. We've been discussing the contract, just telling they get what they paid for. I am not fucking with poverty. Really, it started to bother me. I need the yacht with the property. They come with the view that you gotta see. Came up from the basement, hit the rooftop with a passion. Bad bitch with some good credit and a good sense for the fashion. Dope blowing with the left hand, ass gripping with the right hand. Uber share to the airport, I'ma hit you back when my flight land. I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that say stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.